okay. Alright, alright. Alright, 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 alright. Da 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 dum. Da 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 dum. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you are so very welcome indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Housewives of Lagos episode 8. I've been busy, child. I've been busy. All kinds of scandals coming left and right. When I tell you the pressure, most YouTubers, most influencers, most content creators, they talk about stuff that happens in their own neck of the woods. I have the Americas. I have Africa. I also have Europe. So here I am. I'm always backed up. But anyway, I did hear your cry, my darling. So let us get right into it. Mariam has a spa day and she invites Iyabo. And it was a situation where Mariam was just kind of irritated, kind of sort of, from all the way last year when nobody was talking to Laura-esque. And all of a sudden now, everybody talking to Laura. Mariam, that was last year and things have changed. So, you know, what is your issue? What is your problem? Iyabo was there trying to say, you know what? You called myself and Chioma fake because we are talking to Laura. Mariam corrected it and said, I did not say you're fake. I said that the way that you are behaving with Laura is fakery. It's a fake friendship. It's a fake ha. Of which Iyabo said, but hold on 1 minute. Isn't that the same attitude and energy you are holding with Tiana? Didn't you and Tiana have some kind of beefaloops and all of a sudden now you're hunky-dory? Reflect that on you first and then you can understand where we are coming from, of which Mariam agreed. Fade to black. It really wasn't important. Didn't really care. More importantly, we go to Tiana, and Tiana has just turned 41. An amazing human being as far as I am concerned. And she talks about her health issues. She also talks about how her mother passed away at 46. My auntie also passed away from cancer at 46. And Tiana is just nervous. And what mother wouldn't be? The minute that you are unwell, you think of your children. And if your beautiful mother passed away so very young, you feel as if perhaps that time is coming for you. She has been struggling with health issues for a very, very long time. And King Tiana, as how I love to describe her, it was so hard to see her cry, to see her worry, to see her so nervous. And I wish you all of the best. Health is wealth. Without health, you can't do anything. And I applaud her for going through this, for as long as she has been going through this, and she's still stepping up to the plate to be a mom, to be a wife, to be a businesswoman of so many businesses, and to do this show, because it's not easy on anyone at all. And so I really empathized with her for that. And so we have Faith in this beautiful hat with the feather cascading down. She just looks like a chandelier. I want and need that hat, Faith. And Faith has her brother come in and her stepsister, she says, and I think she's just trying on some outfits because her birthday is coming up. I did not tell you what I'm wearing. I beg your pardon. Let me start from the tip. Hey! Yes, my darlings. Usually I wear this for Ula when I need some more coin. It's a fabulous little number, as you can see. Yeah, and I'll drop up some heels with this. I'm wearing socks now, but this, my darlings, is by Fancy Ladies. If you know me, you know I live and love animal print. If you know me, I love shine. Yep, anything that blinks, I live for it. And so when I saw this, I said, yes, this is everything. And the wig, my darlings, yes, it's a wig. It's a glueless wig, which I love. It's just, whoa, fabulous. I'm going to be wearing a lot of wigs now because my hair is a mess. There's nothing I can do with it. It's got this much undergrowth. I'm cutting it so that it comes down just to the undergrowth. There's nothing I can do with it right now. And so I'm just wearing the true, beautiful, the virgin hair fantasy, my darlings. Beautiful, beautiful hair. I just live for this. Discount code, my darling, Fumi. And then for fancy ladies as well, Fumi. When I love something, I make sure that I try to get some fabulous discount for you guys. And you know that it is the Black Friday weekend. So go ahead and spoil yourselves. So this is it. This is what I'm working with. Like I said, it's Faith's birthday party coming up. So she's trying on outfits. She introduces us to her brother. I love her personality. That for me can never go away. Tanya has a little event where I think it's a mother and daughter duo. Her beautiful daughter there, and of course you know Tanya writes books, so it's a thing where Chioma comes with her goddaughter, Mariam comes with her daughter, and who else was there? I think Laura. And the children go onto the bouncy castle. Adrian loves the bouncy castle. He does. And they go upstairs. Tanya, out of the clear blue sky, says, Mariam, I would like to talk to you about something. So Mariam said, a receipt? Is it about receipt? And she says, yes. And she proceeds to pull out of her bag and talking at the same time about the champagne bottles. So Mariam looks at her. And it was, to me, you know what, for me tell the story. So Mariam says, champagne, I bought it. I bought 2 donkeys. And she brings out her receipt with a quickness of which Chioma now takes to oversee and go through. True to form, Mariam bought the donkeys. In episode 7, there was a back and forth where Mariam was talking to Chioma that she felt that Chioma and Yabo were a bit fake because of the way they were with Laura. And Mariam, you have to stop doing this. You have to. She talks like this with her hands all over the place. Mariam, it's not necessary. You understand me? You can talk and they can hear you. You can see Faith. Faith is so composed. I know you don't like her, but because Faith is so stoic, composed, people actually lean in. You don't have to be all of this. It can be annoying, of which Chioma mentioned and said, stop it. I think it irritated her on top of the fact that she didn't like the fact that she was called fake. Having said that, somewhere along the line, Chioma must have told Tanya about the drinks. But what Tanya didn't know was that Mariam actually bought the drinks, because after that dispute at Tanya's event, Mariam was dancing, dropping it like it's hot with Chioma. They both stayed back and enjoyed all of that. So Mariam was looking at Chioma as if to say, will you not even step up to say, oh no, Mariam and I had a fabulous time and we were drinking and having fun. She did not say any of that. And so Tanya looked like egg on her face when she found out that apart from her buying Dompi, Mariam also bought Dompi for ₦1,000,000. The exchange rate for ₦1,000,000 is £1,000. And Mariam bought 2. That's £2,000 she spent at Tanya's event. Tanya, this is what I would tell you. So far, I'm not impressed with your personality. You don't have any backbone. I don't like people like that. Man, woman, I don't like that. Call it like it is. Stand with your full chest, who you are, how you feel, and go forward with that. Do not try to Milky Way yourself with other people in the group, because everybody in the group have their own little beefs with one another. They will say it's finished, it's over, but you know what? It's still simmering a little bit under there. Don't do that. You had no business bringing that up in the afternoon right there with children downstairs. You started it. Whoever comes to you and says, Mariam, this, that, or whatever, thank you very much, I'll settle it later. You should have brought Mariam to the side. Sis, thank you for coming. That's where you should start. Because you see, you are thinking, oh, I should have thanked her for supporting you. Are you blind? Did you not see her show up for the event? Time is money. She took time out of her day to spend and celebrate you. That's where you should have come from. And no matter what, don't get into other people's beefs. You are the latest comer here. And it's very hard to integrate yourself into a new group when they've established themselves. And that's what Mariam faced, because Mariam didn't show up until episode 1, 2, 3, or 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been like a lifetime ago. Now, that was what brought the hostility to Mariam. Mariam looked over to Chioma and said, "This bitch," because she knew it came from her. That's how it started. And you see, because your bones are so soft, you're not going to say nothing. Now, I don't know how it goes, but I'm under the impression that reality TV, you have to keep the momentum up. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it kind of died down because Mariam said, "Girl, you know what? I'll give you this." She gave it to her in the sense that I won't push it anymore. I'll just leave it for what it is. Since now Tanya has said, "I would have loved to thank you. I'd have loved to hug you. You should have told me that you spent all of this money to support me." Tanya, you don't even know how to do a wrap up after a party, 2-3 days after, where you send beautiful little cards to everybody that attended with a gift and say thank you for the support, for the love. In so doing, most probably you would have found out how much Mariam spent on you. Mariam that spent the 2,000, did Chioma spend the 2,000? I'm just asking. Because you see, when groups stick together, then all of a sudden you want to join that group. I was never that girl. I walked alone. I was enough. I was enough, and I know what I always brought to the table. Stand up, really, Tanya, for who you are. Yes, I am reading you today because I have been watching back and forth. You've done nothing. You've done nothing. Why are you there? Really and truly, why are you there? Anyway, enough of you. Moving along. And so now, Mariam, I don't know, maybe it was confidence that, I got that, because she was so happy that she had the receipts. She was so happy that she had the receipts for the dumpy. Even her confessional, she was like, "Listen, dumpy ain't nothing to me." And she popped up another one, of which, Mariam, I lived for you. I did live for you for that. I can see from the beginning of this season, you had said, "I am taking nobody's nonsense," and you meant it. And so now, Laura, by the side, that's another thing. Laura is just gliding. Laura is saying, "You know what? I am not going to be involved." She's like okra soup. You can't really hold it. It keeps on sliding down your fingers. That's Laura. This season, she says, "You're not going to get me mentally, emotionally involved in nothing. I am going to keep a healthy mental headspace, and I'm going to keep all of you hoes outside. They're paying me to be here. Once that clock ticks, I'm out of here. I got other things to invest in." And so Laura is there, while Mariam, for some insane reason, goes on to talk about last season this, last season that, last season. Mariam, you are not the emperor. You are not. You see, you're all my baby daughters. I live and love you. You had no business now talking about Laura, of which it now really sauced Chioma. And so they were going back and forth, back and forth. And so Mariam was saying, "Well, you know, when Iyabo came to come and have a spa date with me, this, that, and the other." Mariam, since when were you friends? I mean, with Iyabo. I mean, even though you did have the spa date, since when were you close with Iyabo that you think that Iyabo would tell you anything? And of which I know you're so intelligent that you would think that Iyabo at any one point in time, of which she showed you at the spa, that she would not stand for Chioma or with Chioma. Did you not see that they are twins? Don't you not see that they are rocking and rolling together like me and Christina? Do you not see that? If you had seen that, you would have left this fight. Somehow Chioma just said, "You know what? Let me call." Yes, she did. Iyabo now picked up. Didn't matter what Chioma had to say. Iyabo aligned with whom? Chioma. Of which somehow Chioma was like, "You see that one that you got with Tanya, well, you're not going to get that okay with me." She didn't support you. Now, the support, exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter what I was saying, that is Chioma. Iyabo will support me always. And opposite of you, oh yes, she will. This thing blew up and they were calling each other names. And it went on, where Chioma was really taunting Mariam. It was unnecessary. And then she went on to say something, and Mariam said, don't go that deep, or something like that. Don't go that deep. And they were just going back and forth, to the point that Mariam circled down the stairs and said to the effect that you don't have children, that's why you're screaming and shouting children downstairs. Then Chioma said, what was that? She just leaned like this. And then Mariam came back and said, if you had children, you would know not to make noise down here. Of which Tanya said, we will address it. We will address it. And it hurt Chioma. Chioma, you know I love you. You're a fashionista of all fashionistas. As far as I'm concerned, I love the way that you are bringing us Paris, Milan, New York, Tokyo, London in this season. I live for it. I love you. I love you. I love you. But I'm going to correct you when you were wrong. I heard Mariam loud and clear, and I understood Mariam loud and clear. Mariam just was not comfortable, even though it's none of her business, why you and Iyabo were now friends with Laura. It wasn't that she was calling you fake. She just felt that the friendship was fake. Okay? Now, for whatever reason, you kept on taunting Mariam, how you were talking to her. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. It was not what? It was not nice. You riled her up. It was a situation where you could have easily said, Mariam, but I feel differently. I feel as if that you were telling us that we were fake. Because you said you have the effrontery. Mariam has every right to say whatever she wants to say. It's the way that we respond that really matters. You see, if I'm walking down the street and they're like, Fumi, you know, this, that, or whatever. Honest to God Almighty, the way that I am these days, I will even respond. Why? I don't know you. Please. To the point that you start looking crazy. What's my business? I really don't care. It wasn't necessary. But you went on. She doesn't support you. Coming into her face, the very thing that you had expressed her not to do in the episode prior. Don't come into my personal space. But you did that. It was almost as if to further, humiliate her that, Yabo didn't support you. Just to let you know how many friends you have in this group. Me and Yabo, we ain't any of them. Don't ever bring a knife to a gunfight. And don't think that you can spew anything and you're not going to get a response. You got a response that you did not like. And that's what happens when you push people's buttons. You don't know what they're working with. Just the way they might not know what you're working with. Because the two of you, as far as I'm concerned, there are under layers of animosity between the two of you. And it came right to the surface. It went from 0 to 100 up in there. Because Laura was still there, very calm. And then Tanya, you went in between Mariam and Chioma. In defense for Chioma, not Mariam. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Your bonelessness is going to get you into trouble. It wasn't necessary for you to do that. But you want to show, you know what, Chioma, I'm aligned with you. No, Chioma will use you and she will chuck you to the side. Don't let things escalate by doing things like that. Because you're the kind of schoolgirl that nobody can really trust. I was just disappointed. We see Chioma who goes over to Iyabo and tells Iyabo what happened at that little tea children's daughter mama party. Again, Iyabo, and that's me. What did you do, Chioma, for her to have said that? Because Mariam is not crazy. Mariam just did not jump out of nowhere to start to say that. She did not. Why didn't you mention to Iyabo that you taunted her? Why didn't you mention to Iyabo that when somebody was asking you, what did Mariam say? You said, this prostitute. Why didn't you say that? You didn't say any of that. And Iyabo, you cannot only take her side. You see, this is why not all of us can be lawyers. And that's why we have the plaintiff and the defendant, the jury, the judge. Everybody has a hearsay. And we try to get to the bottom of it so that we know who is guilty, who is not. Because Mariam and Chioma were both guilty. It's not as if that Mariam came out there and just said it. She did not just say it. You taunted her. And believe you me, Chioma, unbeknownst to you, you also hurt Mariam. You humiliated her in front of Tanya as well as Laura. Yes, you did. If you do not know. Yes, you did. So she said what she said. And so right there now, Yabo is saying, oh, you know what? Mariam must be spiritually on this and spiritually on that. That's not true. Absolutely not. You were not there, Yabo. The thing is that anything Chioma says, you just take it verbatim. So you don't have the full story, but worse, you don't even have the truth. Mariam, do not think that what you have done and said is a good thing. I want to tell you something. What you said was horrible. And it is despicable. And it is wicked. And it is mean. And you had no right. At the very least, all you had to do was turn around and say, when you have your children, then you will know not to make noise. Not to tell her you don't have. You have no right to tell her that. How dare you? Are you not going through a process of trying to have another child? What are you talking about? You don't say that to any woman at all. You don't. I know she called you a prostitute, and you can respond to that as you did because you said that you know her street record. But she only retorted like that because of what you told her, that you don't have any children. Let me tell you something. Do not make the mistake, as you very well know. You don't have to give birth to a child to be a mother. There are mothers out here that are mothering multiple children and adults, and Chioma is one of them. She brought her goddaughter. It was not for her, it was for the goddaughter to make friends with other children. I say that because I'm the same with Adrian. I want him to make friends with other children. Hence now, I endear myself and I am friends with their mothers. For you to have said that was wicked. I'm going to tell you a little story and I want that to be a lesson to all of you. There was a woman who told me, look at Fumi. She doesn't have any children. Who is barren? Please, let her get out. Happy Saturday, my loves. So this is me officially 9 months. Just look. Ooh. I still feel fantastic. I still feel good. That particular woman was pregnant for 6 months until that child died in her belly. Karma is a terrible thing, but it's karma. Exactly the 10 ounces of water that you dish out is the 10 ounces of water you'll get back, and vice versa. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say when it comes to children. Be careful what you say about pregnancies. Be careful what you say about births. Be very careful. As a woman, be very careful. Mariam, you have a daughter. You want her to have children. Don't speak on something that's bigger than you. And you owe Chioma an apology. You owe her that. Chioma, on the other end, I will say this. You're a mom. You're a mom. You do not have to be married to be a mom. Maybe Chioma wants to go through surrogacy. Maybe Chioma wants to have a baby on her own. Maybe Chioma wants to freeze her eggs. Maybe Chioma is going through a process of thinking, because she had mentioned to Iyabo that she had mentioned something on TikTok or something like that about being a mom. Or maybe she's just now picturing herself as in, you know what, I think I would love to be a mom. Because I think that Chioma is really enjoying her single season. She's a beautiful woman. She wears all of these amazing clothes. She gives a lot to charity, and perhaps her purpose is shifting, and now she wants to embrace motherhood. Chioma, you're a mom. You're going to have babies. You're going to have lots of babies. You're going to have a boy. You're going to have a girl. I see you talking to Mr. Special over there. Do not take anything like that personally. And yes, it was below the belt. But like I told you, never ever bring a knife to a gunfight. Okay? All right. Mama's spoken. Moving along. Because I've written it here. I had to go scene by scene. Okay? So we go to Tiana and Mariam. They meet up and they're going on all of these rides and games and they're talking and everything. And Mariam goes on to tell Tanya, I am living for Tanya in this season. I don't know what is going on with Tanya. Oh, I do. Maybe it's her health. Maybe it's her health. Maybe. I don't know. This earring is bugging me. I'm going to throw it away. Sometimes earrings, if they are not a certain material or whatever, you got to throw them away because it's now stinging. But because of beauty, I will keep it in there until this episode is over. Like I was saying, she has a very sound mind and head on her shoulders, and she's doing the right thing, of which I live and I absolutely love. And so she gives Mariam very, very good advice, and she says, you know what, you just do your thing and keep it copacetic. Of which now we come to the finale, and it is Faith's birthday, and Faith has says, come extra, come looking fabulous. And so she's looking gorgeous, and she comes with her beautiful son. I think because I'm a boy mom also, when I see the two of them, I'm happy for them. I love the way she loves her son. And so Tiana also comes, the king of fashion, with her little king. I did live for it. And I lived and I loved. And I do love that their boys, Tiana and Faith's sons, get along and they laugh and they play. And it's every mother's wish. We also have Laura, who comes looking fabulous, and she says that she didn't get to talk to Faith and she kind of leaves early. I don't know what the custom is anymore, but I tell you this. If I am having a huge birthday party, I am trying to get things together. I'm running around. People are coming to me. So I might not get to everybody. I just might not. I really do believe that the custom, or for me, good manners, the celebrant, I would have gone to hug you and to kiss you and to celebrate with you and pump you up and give you your present and your birthday card. I would not expect the celebrant to come to me. I would go to them, of which Tiana did. Like I told you, Tiana is just fabulous this season, and she was fabulous in this episode. She went and she was dancing with Faith. She was pumping Faith up. She was laughing. She was smiling. She's living for Faith. Faith and her are friends. Their children, their sons are friends, and she's the celebrant. Of any point in time, you know what? I'll give it to you. Of which Chioma and Iyabo came in at the very last hour. Prissy Face sat down like this sour puss and did not make any effort whatsoever. That was childish. That was really disgusting. It was very bad manners. It was bad manners. Stay at home. Stay at home. You had no business coming there to just be sitting down there eating the food. And yet I saw she kissed the two of you. You couldn't get up and just give her that grace. You couldn't get up and give her that grace. Chioma, you could not give her that grace. Yabo, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm going to call it like it is. It was the girl's birthday and you did that in front of her son. You would not try it with me. You would not try it with me. Bad manners. Bad manners. And I love you guys, but I'm going to call it like it is. What can I say? Girlfriend was happy. She was blessed. You know what? Another year, another journey around the sun. And here I am. And I'm grateful for my child. I'm grateful for what I have. And that was episode 8. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, my darlings. And you tell me what you think. Yep, are we here? Love. Oh, God.